No burn a landmo. Oh, hey, we're back. Looks like we're back.
Woo!
As you can see, we're not getting burn a landmo. We're getting that NMG bow landmo.
I know it was a very good bow
It
landmo.
was pretty good, yeah. $20 on landmo, so nothing in desert worth writing home about.
But yeah, so we were talking about Telmir and Strat there. It looks like it was just a weird way of kind of doubling back to
Yeah,
the
kind of like a
dam
back
and
a back
Bombo's
and forth
tablet.
loop.
Yeah.
The book is trash, as usual.
We still got a tablet left.
All right, Matt's going to do this fake flipper here. Yeah, from Cat's perspective, very nice one-cycle bow land. That's all they saw.
We thought it was TAS only, but today, that proved otherwise.
We're going to get a save scum from Matt. Looks like he's got a bottle out to buy a potion, so maybe just not going to worry about fake flipper. Yeah, all right.
I would pick up the arrows
Or
anyway.
fake powder, rather. Yeah, he's going to
We're
pick
down
up
to
the arrow.
4. Yeah.
All right. But now Matt is going to get his hammer and moon pearl here from Mini Moldworm Cave. And we'll see whether he bails from this part of the route and heads to the Dark World, or he finishes it off. I think he is likely to finish it off.
Yeah. He doesn't have as much enough to go back.
And when you're, Matt gonna use bombos in here. And like when your execution is as strong as Matt's is, right? You can generally afford to lean on it for a while and be thorough and just hope that you're checking stuff faster than your opponent and that you're last locating things earlier than your opponent is, you know?
Hopefully not last locating is the thing.
Well, yeah, but it's rando. It's going to happen, so.
It's just, unfortunately, Kaz Boots is that mode where any last location feels extra bad.
So bad. So bad.
Okay, Telmarian coming up on the land mole fight as well. What strategy are we getting here?
Hammer, maybe? Oh, nope. He's pulling out the bow as well. $50 in Ice Rod Cave, so nothing important there.
Good hits on that first one.
Yeah, the rest of them kind of got away from him there.
Yeah, I think we got like a sword swipe on the third one.
Yeah. All right, Matt headed into the Dark World in the Hype Cave area and bailed on the water checks. This is a Kaz Boots race where nobody fake flippered for Zora. And they had the money and the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shocker. Like, I can see maybe skipping Hobo. I've kind of come around on the Hobo skip.
Yeah.
But all of Zora area,
especially since they've got the mirror, you can pop over there whenever.
I mean, maybe you're thinking pair it with Catfish, but then I'm kind of waiting for flippers.
Yeah. It could just be a meta play at this point, right? Like the Kaz Boots meta is pretty solid to do that. To do that fake, like just do South Shore to Ice Rod Cave and do the fake flipper and go do that stuff before you do anything else. And both of these runners have, with that early quote unquote Eastern play, have shown a willingness to go off meta a little bit. See what the shovel is. It's a piece of heart, so we don't care. So it could just be like, all right, well, most people are going to be doing this fake flipper as a matter of course, so I'm not gonna. And I'm just going to hope that there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's just the fact that we got all that money. That's what I think what bothers me is, like, I know money is not logic, but still.
those checks are slow, right? That's four. It's 3 checks, and only one of them is in logic. You know, and I guess it's
Yeah, like
4
I can
checks and
route.
only one of them's in logic if you do a splash delete. You know.
Well, I don't mean. I'm thinking like scout the island, scout
Yeah.
the ledge. Like maybe here's the thing. In terms of the ledge, like you're saying, there's a 4th check for sure. The hard part there is, I'm guessing our runners know how to do the reset. But they both killed Armos.
Yeah, so they'd need to waste a couple of arrows to reset their Instilla value.
Lamp.
Oh, yeah. Matt?
He's got powder.
Oh, he's got powder. Okay, where's powder?
I don't remember. We've had it, I guess.
Oh, okay. So all that talk about fake flipper, or fake powder, we didn't really care. Why are you doing mushroom now when you can do it with catfish Sora? Because we got the mushroom. It was behind the book. You know? Early fetch quests are more likely to have progression than late fetch quests.
Yeah, I mean, what I see from both runners is a bit overly cautious right now.
Yeah.
This is definitely a mode of aggression. Oh, nice fence dash.
Yeah, that's good. Reading pad is for cowards. We're not going to do it.
We'll hope for Fire Rod first.
Yeah.
Hopefully Fire Rod's not on ped. So what are you hoping to see next, Tyler? What is the what's the item?
Flute. I know, like, that doesn't like get us access to the mountain. Like, we have access to the mountain already, but flute is always nice to find early. In terms of progression, I would say the mitts probably is the thing that opens up the most.
I mean, at this point, none of the other items actually open up anything. So yeah, I guess it would have to be mitts or it'd have to be flippers.
Yeah.
But I guess the question becomes, like, are we going to end up in a pendant dungeon at this rate? We've got access to 2 of them. Full clearable access to 2 of them.
Yeah, full clearable Hera, full clearable Palace of Darkness. Fire Rod being here in the Village of Outcasts area would be really convenient, so we could just knock out Skull Woods. 6 Hearts Blue Mail, Fighter Sword, Hammer.
Easy.
Yeah.
You got half magic.
You're fine. You got half magic, yeah. Like, that's a fight that can still go south, right, if Moth decides to be a butt. But should be very doable. There's our Ice Rod.
No Ice Rod hunt today. And there was joy.
I've been personally victimized by Ice Rod like 4 times lately, so I'm glad to see it.
That was me last year in Kaz Boots. Graveyard Ledge and Ice Rod. It was a match made in heaven. Or elsewhere.
Or elsewhere, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Patrick Star is not going to help out with us trying to go for the God Pixel there in the Hellway, but very nice recover on Matt's side to get through there. Telmarin joining here in Thieves Town, so not really much divergence. So far, there's not a ton of options. It's just go do the dungeons that you can. We had Eastern obvious, Desert was pretty obvious as well, and we're just going to continue that kind of strategy.
So tell me about I don't know, maybe a third of a dungeon behind at this point.
Yeah, not too much. I will say, Matt, having a little cleaner of a Thieves Town so far.
Yeah.
And not just because of this Stalfos hallway, but like some of the front was also a little better. And I will say, this is a hard room to do a dash with Berna.
Yeah, especially on slow ROM, right, where the
Well,
Burna creates a lot more lag, but you're gonna talk about the spikes, I would imagine.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that at the cape you can miss the spikes. Like you can kind of nudge the spikes with cape.
You can nudge the spikes with
you don't
cape,
have to get God Pixel with a cape. You need God Pixel with the Berna to do that dash.
All right, we've got free silvers from the Thieves Town Big Chest. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a good find. No trouble with Vitreous the rest of this run. Unfortunately, two other bosses that really benefit we already beat.
Yeah. But we'll have to beat at least one of them again, so.
You mean we're not allowed to glitch up GT?
Not to my knowledge, no. Look at all those tinks. That fire shield doing work for Matt there against blind. We get the compass and another crystal. That is 3.
So, at this point, what? North Dark World Mountain?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, I am. I'm doing the rest of the North Dark World checks. I'm dipping into Skullwoods. Skullwoods has the goods. We'll see if anybody else does. Nice Master Sword.
Makes the mountain a little bit better, knowing we will be able to get whatever's on Ether Tablet.
Yep. And you know what? What I would probably do here with the mirror and the boots, and Matt is going to go to Skullwoods, so we'll check the front here. And I'm gonna do a full North Dark World clear here. I'm gonna do Bumper Cave, or check Bumper Cave at least, peek it, and then Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and I'm gonna do a Kern Jump and do Catfish at this point.
I think I'll divert from you a little bit here. I would probably do King, Graveyard, then Scout Bumper into Mountain Climb.
And then head up the mountain. I don't hate that either.
Yep. I don't hate the current jump either. Like, I think current jump... Oh, there's our flute.
Skullwoods has the goods, everybody. Go get your flute in Skullwoods.
That flute does make me question if I'm definitely still doing the North Dark World.
Because you're right here and you want to activate it?
Yeah, and then do I really want to go back along the north when really I should just... I probably want to start chasing my...
Chasing the progression that we've gotten.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chase the density on the mountain.
Chase the density. Yeah, because flute actually doesn't open anything up for us at the moment. It's just speed. Telmira gonna be dodging that flute for now, at least. But might be bring in here. Yeah. Telmira is gonna be going here to do Graveyard Legend King's Tomb now. Might swing this back towards a save and quit in Skullwoods. Maybe hoping for the Fire Rod here. Second item is in the back, so the flute, the only goods in the front of Skullwoods today.
I think the worry I have for... Okay, so we're going to actually go... We're going to do North Dark World on Matt's side as well.
Yeah, I'm with Dapper, right? This doesn't get any closer. You're in the Dark World, you have the boots and the mirror. You know, these checks are never going to get faster than they are right now.
Unfortunately, they are both nothing. Yeah, I mean, if Telmiran continues to skip Skull for now and becomes just a mountain play. It's not a huge deal. It's not a huge problem on its face. It's just, what if Flute locks Fire Rod?
Right.
Like, Fire Rod shows up, we've got no problems here. Like, you'll get back to Skull pretty quick.
And
But-
he is not interested in Skull Woods. We're going up the mountain. Matt's going to activate that flute and presumably also head up the mountain. Yeah, no kern jumping today. Nothing from the old man, looks like. All right, Tower of Hera. Do you just go in there and hope you can clear it right now? Or do you go to the rest of Death Mountain hoping for a hook shot? Ooh, nice flippers there in Spec Rock. Will we get a Spec Rock bonk from Telmiran? A titular Spec Rock bonk. Get those emotes in chat.
I don't know. I think you check the lobby of Hera, and then I probably do the rest of the mountain.
Ah.
We're safe.
We're safe. Safe.
And yes, the Fire Rod on Ped intensifies. Oh,
Yeah.
we are a hook shot away from a logical Ped.
Nissan calling a team meeting. Just nice Spec Rock bonk skip. All right. Is the book trash? Yes. We could have waited for Desert until we had the mitts. We didn't have to do any of these book checks. They were all garbage.
We're not even getting the Hera dip here. I gotta believe that maybe we come back after this if we
I
don't
would
get
think we
any
come-
other progression.
Yeah, I think you come over here and you do this stuff. You hope for the hook shot, and if you this isn't going to work for Matt.
Nope.
Oh, it is.
What?
Oh, wow.
I thought you had to be over the spike.
That looked way high to me.
Yeah, same. I was like, usually that requires like a covering of like the floor spike, or the you know what I mean, like that little triangle.
Yeah, the little triangle going into the pit. Yeah. All right. Well, TIL. There's red mail from Spiral Cave. Coward mode initiated.
I mean, at least we got a mirror, so it's not a terrible death.
Yeah, no,
sequence.
it's not a big deal. All right, is Matt gonna head into Hera? No. Coming over here, looking for a hook shot to make that a little faster, and give ourselves the possibility of being able to skip the basement entirely.
The electric jellyfish not causing as big of an issue for Matt here. Completely safe through all those dashes.
Wow,
And East
nothing-
Death Mountain trash.
Absolute nonsense there. Mitts incoming in Tower of Hera, just to make this whole thing even extra annoying. I feel like mitts are next, though, right?
That or it's hooked to mitts. Like, either way, I'm wondering if we can like continue this, just finding things outside of the mitts and maybe just get mitts go. Okay, so Matt's done with his East Death Mountain. He is bomb jumping, so this is going to be at least a return for Hera. And yeah, I mean, Spike Cave's not a bad play here either. Like, after Hera.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Got a big key. That's good. So we will be able to beat this dungeon.
Well, I mean, we got fire. We could either way.
Well, that's true. That's true. Keep forgetting we
Just
have the lamp.
the basement doesn't exist, I know.
Yeah. Sword beam's getting in the way again for Telmirin.
See what kind of strats we get from Matt here. He's pulling out the hammer, gonna avoid the sword beam issue.
I love this hammer strat in that room. There's our small key.
We just need to hope that Moldorm has the item. That's all that matters.
Did we get an item in the map chest downstairs?
Yes. Down goes Moldorm. And verdict is
A fire
the
rod.
fire. Oh, nice.
That's really good for Telmirin.
Yep. But that's another piece of our go mode puzzle before the mitts. Like, we could just be looking for Samaria and mitts at this point. And a hook shot, but, you know.
Everything that we need in this seed, except for the hook shot, could be on ped.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Both of our runners going to be finishing off with Spike Cave here. And getting a tempered sword for their trouble. Nice investment.
Nice little find, especially right before we're probably doing the moth fight.
All right, where is Matt headed next?
I think you knock out Skull.
Yeah.
I would pair it with like a ped read real quick.
Mm-hmm.
See if I need to continue doing these pendant dungeons.
Yep. Seems like Matt agrees.
And we are going to switch audio for now. We're going to put up Telmirin's audio.
Which is the Final Fantasy VIII. This is one of my favorite enemies to use. Yeah, Telmirin, we'll get a little bit of time back here. We'll not have to go into the front of Skullwoods at all.
Yeah, and the flute advantage wasn't massive. Like,
Yeah.
Matt didn't get much time out of it. I'd say he's just had cleaner movement throughout, and it's really
Agreed.
showing.
Agreed.
And, like, this is not to say that Telmirin's been playing poorly either. Like, it's just...
Not at all.
It's
It's
Matt.
It's Matt. Matt is an NMG god, and Matt's just gonna have cleaner movement than you. That's it. That's just the end of the story. And so, you know, you got to do your best to keep it as close as you can, and go from there.
Yep. If anybody noticed Matt taking intentional damage there coming into the moth fight, that is because of how bad sword beams are.
Short beams suck in this fight.
Yep. And what that means is Matt got to do that moth fight.
Yep. Kind of blink and you miss it.
Like,
Poke dash
yep.
strat.
That is like, that's what you want if you're an NMG person, is get those double pokes. Like, if you can get it to the point where like only a couple of spikes move or none of the spikes move, you've just dominated that fight. Even that fight from Telmiran was good.
And our other item is 3 bombs in Skullwood, so not going to need that. Now we got to do flipper stuff, right?
I'm kind of caught between Green Pendant and Pod. Ped is dead.
Ped is dead. All right.
I think the fact that we invested, like, even though Hera did give us Fire Rod, I think you want to check out that Green Pendant. And I'm not right. You know, this is... I can't get into anybody's head, clearly.
I'm thinking the flippers are the one piece of progression that we haven't chased yet, you know? All right, just a red ruby there on the island. Telmiran is walking out of Skullwoods, presumably to activate the flute. I might have just saved it, honestly.
No, you mirror and you walk down Lost Woods.
Oh yeah, through the. Why are we?
Unfortunately, I think Telmiran lost count.
Yeah, I think he has miscounted his items, so that is unfortunate. He skipped the bridge chest.
Oh no!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, we paid attention to the ped checks and completely forgot bridge.
Now, is he going to go back there?
If he's thinking he needs another item, he might.
All right, Waterfall Fairy, just 1 1/4 hearts. Telmiran, I guess, wanted to be in the Dark World and is rushing over here to catfish. All right, nothing from those flippers checks, and Telmiran also not activating the flute. Oh, no catfish, no catfish. We're going down here. We're using the cross keys portal. Let's do a blind check of Lake Hylia Island into these slipper checks. I guess I don't hate that. I don't know why you wouldn't activate the flute, though. All right, here is the green pendant. It's $20.
That was a different spot to mirror from Matt. But here we go, pendant pod.
Shoutouts to Leoria, your teammate, the big pendant pod believer.
It's I don't believe the hype.
Matt with the quick menu to remind himself of what he just picked up. It was a small key. There's another one.
Easy routing for now for pod. It's going to continue with the... Yep, back over to vanilla big key chest. Then we'll do right side and the Stalfos basement. It's great. Although, I don't know. If you're a pug, aren't you contractually obligated to go for the hover of pod ledge?
Seems like no.
I guess not. Okay. And I don't have any pug members here to contradict that, so...
Telmiran doing a pyramid ledge check. This
This
is about
check
the part of
doesn't
the
get
seed.
better.
This is the part of the seed where I start getting really worried that there's something here.
Yep.
Just a heart, though.
And we're picking it up.
May as well. You spent the 1,000 years to come over here. All right, catfish. This is a big moment.
I mean, this is the 2,000 year check. Let's be real.
The what?
The 2,000 years.
Yeah.
This one's even worse. You can just like
that's
pyramid
true.
ledge. Catfish is
At least
yeah.
Telmiran has the mirror and can combo it with Zora. If there's something in pod and something here,
It really comes down to the nature of what each of them find.
yeah.
What locks what. Like Samaria here on catfish that with
All right.
okay, so catfish
Never
is
mind.
nothing.
If there's nothing here in pod, we're down to hookless swamp.
Yeah. That's all there is.
Yikes.
We've been very thorough on between our two runners. This is not a good seed.
Did either of them go to Ice Rod Cave?
Yes, Matt did.
Okay. All right.
He's saving quid out of Ice
He
Rock
saved
Cave,
and quit
though.
out of Ice Rod Cave. Okay. Yeah, no Specky clip, no swamp, right? There's
That's the new meta.
That's the new meta. Blue boom and a heart container, and we are done in pod.
We've got map and compass, so helmet is an item, but this is not green pendant pod, so according to the rules set forth by Leo on pod, this can't be anything.
Interesting. It has to be
Yes.
independent pod. Okay.
Yes, if it's... Oh, no!
NMG gods, they're just like us.
But yeah, no. My understanding is that if it's green pendant pod has something on Helma. If it's a regular pendant, then it's not on Helma.
A tactical mirror. All right, and Telmiran following that into pod here. Telmiran almost went to swamp. That would have been the move here. Like, it's getting to the point where, like, Telmiran needs something that is off path here, and it is continuing to follow Matt, and that is just a recipe for a loss, unfortunately.
The thing is, I don't think I could bring myself to say that I'd ever go to hookless swamp over pendant pod here.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, like, pendant pod is the objectively better play, and of course, Telmiran has no idea, like, where Matt is, obviously, so it is incentivized to go to the place you can actually beat if you need to,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what? Telmiran's up a catfish and Pyramid Ledge. Matt's up all of pod. I think that's the only real difference at this point.
Yeah. So Matt is basically up a Palace of Darkness. Minus Catfish and Pyramid Ledge, basically.
And there's our boots. So Pendant Pod today was absolutely nothing.
Ouch.
Yep.
R.I.P. Leoria. We knew her so well.
As she'll say, recently Pendant Pod has not been delivering the goods.
Listen, sometimes Juicetown doesn't have the juice, you know?
Right.
You live by the meme, you die by the meme.
Yep.
Matt doing the unthinkable and walking out of pod.
That one goes against everything in my nature.
Imagine making Pyramid Ledge an even slower check. Yeah, mitts are just in swamp.
They have to be, right? Like,
I mean, at this point, they almost have to be. Yeah.
If any other progression's there, like if a medallion's there, if Samaria's there, if Hookshot's there, okay. But the mitts have to be. We've done all the fetch quests.
Mitts are the only thing that open anything up at this point. Hookshot doesn't get us anywhere except for the back of swamp.
Exactly. We are down to the end. Like, there's nothing left in Light World.
Yep.
Or not Light World, but non-mitts checks, sorry.
Hook on the left side and mitts in the back.
Yeah, how many memes are we actually hitting with Swamp today? Are we going to hit the Sword and Swamp, Glove and Swamp, Hook and Swamp trio?
Oh, man. Hookshot in the south chest, in the compass chest in Swamp, or is that the map chest? I don't remember. Anyway, the one south of the main hub.
The loop around is the compass.
The compass, yeah. Hookshot there just for maximum disrespect to the Specky clip.
Yeah, in terms of good rule of thumb for which is where that's really helped me is if you're in a mitts dungeon or if you're in a non-mitts dungeon, the first weird check is the map. And then the second one is the compass. In the mitts dungeons, it's reversed, where the compass occurs first.
That is correct.
We're getting Bombo's tablet from Matt now, so that's the last of his checks before Swamp. Yeah, and that is like, we're talking about maps and compasses and chess locations. Hey, Tyler, I know next week we got AAD keys, but the week after that, we've got something where that knowledge might matter.
Sure, yeah. My favorite league mode, Pilot Spoiler.
Yeah, we're coming up on a real fan favorite.
Yeah, love it or hate it. Pilot Spoiler Week. Yeah.
Yep. If you've been saying that this week has not been fast enough, and unfortunately this seed is kind of living up to the not fast enough side of things, get ready. In about in a little more than a week, we will be doing. Yeah, we'll be doing Pilot Spoiler, where sub hour is the norm.
Yep.
And then even the week after that, it's got some sub hour possibilities.
Enchanting.
Let's be real. Yes, Champions Ganon Hunt really does have a high likelihood. So, this next week with AAD keys, not the case. We're definitely going to be near the 2-hour mark a lot, but the next two will be a lot shorter. And That's the thing. We've had a pretty good mix of seeds this week for Kaz Boots. Like we've had we had a sub-hour in the
Did we
Invitational
really?
League. Yes.
Who got it?
I want to say maybe Dr. Marty.
Yo, that's a big time. I've only seen. I think that would be the 4th that I've seen. I saw a ladder race last season where poor Tignaldo got a sub-hour and lost.
Yeah, unfortunately, the both racers in that race where we had like a 59:57 was the winning time, and then you finished with a 102 or something. You're like,
oh man,
I still lost.
That's so brutal. I can't think of a worse beat. All right, we're headed over here to left side swamp. Is it Mitts or Hook?
To really add insult to injury on this seed, it's going to be like Mitts our right side, but there's something in the back.
Yeah. Mitts in left side, and then like vanilla Samaria or some nonsense. If you find Mitts, yes, you do leave after checking the 2 left-hand swamp checks because there's nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, you finish out your checks. Like, you're not leaving an unchecked chest that you have access to. Like, if left chest here is the Mitts, you still drop down and do vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, 100%. And then the big chest if we get the big key.
Yep.
So
that's not time you're willing to sacrifice here. Like,
definitely not.
You invested a lot into getting this left side swamp. You do not bail until it's fully done. It does mean we're heading for that. We'll not hit oops all dungeons, but pretty close.
Oops most dungeons.
Yes.
There's the big key. Tell me with the 103rd or the 63rd minute 103rd, the 63rd minute ice rod cave check, a classic. Nice NMG room there. Oh, gets sniped.
Yep, of course. We get a good old hammer dash there.
Mitts?
Yeah.
No.
Is it vanilla hook or is it Mitts?
We have last located progression in the swamp big chest.
Here it comes, chat. What are we getting?
Vanilla hook or Mitts? What's it gonna be?
And here's the thing, as we said, even if this is hook, we just know the Mitts are in the back.
Right, exactly. And we have in the swamp big chest, it's the Titan's Mitts.
Okay, so we've got access to beat Ice Palace or to do Ice Palace. It's going to be a bit annoying. I think I'm in the mood for a Meyer area check.
Mm-hmm.
Get those 3 items, see how we're looking medallion wise, and maybe I can luck into a cane.
And you know what? And this way you can finish desert, and you don't need to use the. Oh wait, no, we already did desert. Not going into Meyer though. That is a Quake medallion that we are going to need.
So that's another piece. We do need to finish this seed.
Nice first frame dash there in Meyer Shed as well. $20 in Meyer Shed.
And here's the thing, like, even if Matt decides to do a slow Ice Palace without Hookshot, without Cane of Samaria, the time advantage he's built up with his efficiency so far, like, I don't think it plays in, like, even if Telmiran can get the Cane of Samaria first.
Yeah, he can absorb a decent, like, a fair number of minutes at this point. And we are indeed going to Ice Palace. I think Ice Palace is my favorite dungeon. There's all kinds of cool tech in Ice Palace that you can do, right?
There's a lot to like about this dungeon. I think another one along that vein is Meyer. Like, Meyer has grown on me a lot.
Yeah. Spooky is a very fun glitch for sure.
Mire 2.
Mire 2 is a very, very fun room to do. It's too bad that big key chest rail clip. It's too bad that that's not allowed and we don't see it. It'd be fun. Just skip cutscene chest entirely. Or skip the cutscene, rather. Both runners correctly doing left side swamp when they do not have the things that the hook shot to diver down with. And we get to see some nice NMG Ice Palace from Matt. Matt has no problem doing this dungeon without the Cane Samaria. Wait till you see this Ice Palace bomb jump. I'm just gonna put that pressure on Matt to destroy this right away.
And luckily we did get that early key, so getting right side without a bomb jump won't be bad either.
Oh, there it is. Beautiful with the hammer dash at the end. That is how you draw that up.
Strong tempered spin there to take care of the second Pengator's room.
Using that early small key to come over here and check these sides. Do you have the Ice Palace key logic cheat sheet in front of you?
What I do know is we still haven't seen a big key, so if the big key's here, ooh, that's a small key though.
So that's one small key on the right hand side. Compass.
This
Does
dungeon
Gold
could
Stair
be hook
require
locked.
both small keys?
Not if we can find the cane.
Okay, right. Oh, that's right. Well, we've already gotten both small keys, right? We got one.
Yeah, but one small key is on right side, and
that's
the
true,
big key is on left side. So, Cold Stare is either Samaria locked or hookshot locked in this case.
Okay. We got an Ether Medallion, which we do not need for Mire. We may need it for PR.
If we found Kane before we came here, Cold Stare would have been in Logic.
Right.
If we had found Hookshot before we came here, Cold Stare would be in Logic. Without either of them, the boss is not yet in Logic.
There's our big key in Iced Tea. Telmiran has his mitts now, and we're out. Will Telmiran be able to resist a Mire dip here and make up a little bit of time? I mean, not really. He's gonna go there anyway. And even if he didn't go there right now, he would need to.
Yeah, at this point, you want that knowledge. By the way, if that Ice Palace logic made no sense to people, I don't blame you.
There's our Quake Medallion.
Ice Palace logic is absolutely inscrutable, and even runners like Tyler and myself and Ike here tracking, like, we still make errors with this. It's just absolutely a mess.
We did get the Quake Medallion in the Ice Palace big chest. So that's Mire access for us, and TR access for that matter.
So yeah, Samaria hooked for go, unless somebody's hovering, then we're just looking for Samaria.
Matt does hover. I do not know about Telmiran. I'm pretty sure that Matt hovers. I said that out loud and then realized, oh, there's our hookshot. So never mind.
So that hookshot is Samaria locked. So the back of Swamp should not have Samaria if I'm reading things correctly today.
I believe that is right. Where's Telmiran go? Is this is Smith Chain?
Looks like it.
Looking for Samaria before going to Ice, I guess. That could be unfortunate.
I don't know. It could actually be really good here because if he can get Samaria first, Ice Palace becomes a lot easier to clear.
Well, that's true.
And
That's
he'll
true.
get
But
go mode off of Cold Stare. Like,
yeah,
we know that Samaria is the answer to this seed.
that's
And if you
true.
can dodge ice for a little bit longer, like Matt's heading up the mountain, only 3 of these checks are in logic, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like, I think the real insult here would be like Samaria is vanilla or French vanilla.
Oh boy, yeah, that'd be rough.
So like you had to dip ice. Because that Quake medallion is in logic right now.
Sure is.
There's a bottle of Fluga, and there's
We
Samaria.
get Arcane on Smiths. All right.
Yep.
Telmiran is going to continue on looking for that hook shot. That is the break that Telmiran needed.
I think as long as Matt does not go back of Swamp, he's fine. And like hopefully Telmiran doesn't skip any of ice. Because as we said, like both medallions are there. Quake is in the big chest, but Ether is in Ice Tea, and that is a very skippable chest with a Cane of Samaria.
No, the big key's in IC. Quake's in the big chest.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, yeah. But you're still looking for Hook. He's gonna full clear. I can't imagine skipping a chest in ice at this point in Seed.
And here we go, Matt heading to get looks like Smith Chain. So unfortunately, like Telmiran gets a nice break with the Cane of Samaria, but Matt's
just been so efficient that he doesn't have much left here other than Smith Chain. And Matt won't do purple chest either.
Nope. He might do hammer pegs first.
Yeah, for sure.
But realistically, like Matt's gonna be in go mode 113.10. Telmiran probably closer to
114.
I was gonna say probably 115 or higher. So probably about a 2-minute difference in go modes.
Yeah, and that's very difficult to make up against a runner of Matt's caliber.
Like Meyer can lead to some bounce back depending on routing and depending on where that big key shows up. GT can also do that with the big key there, but TR is kind of a wash.
Yeah. And at 113.21, Matt 7898 and the Pugs are in go mode. Both runners having a little trouble with Freezor room there.
I think part of this is like you kind of get used to trying something, doing it a different way. You know, having maybe a hook shot already, so you're like, I can hook to the big chest. I know Matt had to set up. Matt dropped the bomb before.
Yeah, Matt dropped the bomb first. Yeah, and also Matt, I think, did the correct route through Ice Palace here. If you've got the small keys and you are gonna full clear and you do not have the big key yet, instead of going to Freezor chest, I think you should be doing Ice Tea first. From the drop down.
Yeah. No, I prefer that route.
So you only do this bomb jump once instead of well, I guess we don't need to do it. Well, yeah, we do need to do it a second time here because we don't have the hook shot. So we're gonna have to bomb jump back across this pit.
But this big chest pull is going to put us into hookshot mode. And just need to get the cold stare kill next, and that'll be go mode for Telmiran, and it's looking closer to probably about a 116. So yeah, probably about 3-ish minutes, 3.5.
Yep. Still
But
no
this
Meyer
is not
Big
a
T.
yeah, this is not a good Meyer Big.
Yeah. Oh well, we haven't done these fire checks yet, so it could just still be here in Compass Chest. But it's not. It's
But that
vanilla.
means it is vanilla.
Down goes Cold Stare. A little bit more of a wonky fight for Telmiran, but there's our hook shot at 116.12. Telmiran and the Spec Rock Bonkers are in go mode. Once we've reached go mode, or now that we've reached go mode, this is a great time to give these runners a follow. Matt and Telmiran putting on a great show for you today. Go ahead, give us a follow if you want to. Radical Sniper 99, Jesse, my co-com for today. Ike here, pushing buttons. My name is Tyler Salt. Welcome to SpeedGaming 6. And some Link to Pass Randomizer League action. Matt 7898 and the Pugs have a couple minutes lead here. We are in go mode. And we are making our way through Misery Mire. The big key here is vanilla. And then all we have to do is TR and a little GT climb.
Yeah, that's not much. Nothing can change, right?
Yeah, just some stuff that does most of the that you do all the time. You know, we won't get like a. You know, I guess. Oh, nice bunny there. Having some trouble with Spooky 3 there. Is Matt.
Yeah, unfortunately down to 4 hearts. Not terribly worried with red mail, but...
And silvers.
Yeah.
Like, if we're even close to taking any damage in this fight, something has gone wrong.
I mean, that first eye that comes out, I've gotten tagged by way too many times.
Yeah. But down goes Viddy. Yeah, Matt didn't even get out the powder for that free fairy health refill going into the Viddy fight.
Yeah.
That's confidence.
I will say, Telmiran can claw back a little bit of time here in Mire if he does torches first.
Yeah. And he's gonna.
And he is, yep.
Well, assuming he doesn't skip cutscene chest and go back to the right.
Well, I mean, getting a key here means it has to be vanilla.
True. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so just he's going to read the logic here and be like, yep.
Yeah, right. I forgot there was a key there, yeah. I'm glad we're in go mode because it meant that I can, with a clean conscience, sign up for the Hundo Key Sanity ladder in half an hour.
I did just see that. I'm like, Do I want to collect 216 items?
I sure do. I sure do. I want all the items. Checks go burr. I like that mode.
Okay, which medallion is it?
It's Bombos.
It's Bombos, the one we've had all day.
Yep. Bombos, the star of this seed. Yeah, Lana, not a big fan of that mode. You got to pick up shields. I mean, Lana, I gotta go to Pyramid Ledge. There's some things that we have to sacrifice for internet points.
Definitely needed that late money there in the roller room.
Yeah. That's just every rupee that Matt picks up now is more internet points for the winner of the Big Key Guessing Game.
Oh, points is equal to how many rupees we had at the time?
Well, I do it at least.
Okay.
Yeah. So get hyped for those late rupees, everybody. All right, tell me you're in just a couple minutes behind, but that is a big gap, unfortunately, against someone like Matt. Would need some big key divergence and like a wide swing on that. Got a vanilla big key in TR.
So I don't think we're skipping the big chest.
No, we gotta get that key if it's there. No, we could have skipped it. All right, well, that's fine.
Could, would not.
Yeah.
That would be a bad chance. We did have a 4% seed this week.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to say it was actually... no, that was... I think the first game between your mom's favorite rando team and Don't Forget to Track Us.
Oh, man. Purdy Wong and Gamachu? Yeah.
Yeah. And Gamma dipped TR before having Ice Rod. PRD came with everything and unfortunately got 4%ed.
Oof. Oof. Imagine being Gamachu.
Imagine dipping a dungeon without the Ice Rod and it being helpful in a sense.
Wow. I mean, couldn't be me.
But we're on to Laser Bridge, just looking for that last small key. It's just going to be vanilla, right? Last chest, as always. Yep.
Ah, the fillet. All right, now we're in go mode.
Can we get butter then, too?
That'd be great. We don't have a red meringue? We don't have the OK Boomerang yet?
Wait, how is it that the two of us come a race and we don't have a red rang?
It's extremely upsetting. I'm going to have a word with Spec or with Sahabot. Really nice backdoor Tronix. Doesn't get the 0 cycle. Very, very... It's possible, but very tight to do that with Tempered Sword. But very, very good Tronix fight. About as well as you can realistically hope for with a Tempered Sword. There it is. Hey.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, what do you think the big key is, Jesse?
This has been a rude seed for Kaz Boots. Like, we're entering GT at 126. Can we have an early big key, please?
I sort of want a late one because I want Talmiran to have a chance to close the gap.
Good point.
We'll see what Matt does routing-wise. We are going left. I imagine Matt is not a memer. Matt is not going to rando rush here. This is a DM from Matt.
Yeah, very safe strat if you feel like you're in good position. It's a little slow, like, you know, rando room could be a little bit behind. Like, there's some extra mirroring, but overall, it's probably the safest of the GT routes.
Yeah, my understanding is that it's less variance this way.
Yeah.
All right, nothing in Stalfos room, so we're going to mirror out and go right. $10 arrows and 50 arrows. Okay, so we couldn't go right. So this is not great for Talmiran. Talmiran's shot now is like a hope left or full left or rando rush with the big key in rando room. Or tile room. I don't think Talmiran is going to do that. That doesn't seem... It doesn't... I can't imagine Talmiran thinks that he is so far behind that a tile room gamble would be the right move.
Yeah, living on a prayer strats, I don't see them very frequently.
Yeah. This would be a good seed for it, though.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, do you feel like you hit a part of the route knowing you last located mitts? Do you think your opponent might have gotten them sooner, realistically, without last locating them?
All right,
and if they did, is there a world where they're not done?
Right. Talmiran, unfortunately, getting the 2 cycle there. Takes a hit in phase 2, but we're done. Nice NMG pause buffer on the boomerang strat. Talmiran got to skip those Dark Death Mountain checks.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think the three extra hookshot cave checks were out of logic.
Yeah.
For Matt. It's one of those hard things to analyze in the moment. So
yeah,
I don't blame anybody.
Also, it's not like they
that.
take up a lot of time.
Yeah. Is this gonna be a tile room?
Maybe. But we're gonna get we're gonna get hope and then full left from Talmiran. So he will skip the compass room, the right side checks. All right, there are 4 more spots. So here is 19, 20, and 21 from Matt. Heart container, 10 arrows, 21, the big key.
Ooh.
Whew. So Telmirian will make up a little bit of time. At this point, I just get to watch Matt put on a GT climb clinic.
Thought we were going to get the dash.
Or not.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, in that room, if you get knocked off, there's a nice backup strat, which is just run. Nice splash damage there. Ooh, nice shot with the fire rod. Gotta wait a couple seconds, but that's fine. Good bow strat there. That firing that arrow is to mitigate against the RNG where that top red Zazak just sprints to the right and gets out of the range of your dash.
Exactly. Nice one cycle landmo here. Much, we had great bow landmo at the start of this race, and we had another great bow landmo at the end.
Yeah, a little easier this one.
Just a little.
Both runners having a tiny bit of trouble with Ice Armor Silvers, but cleaning up nicely.
Nice full magic, just know we were getting it.
Yeah, yeah. Oop. We'll just pick up this one in here. Do need to get this key from the mini Helma. Nice deboost strat. Or iframe strat, I guess. Doesn't need magic, doesn't need health. Right to Moldorm 2.
Yeah, we got a blue potion. Plenty.
Yeah. Nice hook strat there for the iframes.
Just as Telmirian's going into the gauntlet at this point.
Oh, angle just not quite right on the last one there. And then a blue ball kind of ruins things there in phase 2 or in cycle 2. Oh, rough, an empty cycle there for Matt.
Yeah, that's blue ball.
2-1-0, 2-1. That blue ball in that second cycle is too bad because I think there was a triple there. I think it would have been tough, but.
Yeah, just remember, when it comes to AGA2 patterns, you can learn as many as you want, and there'll still be another one, and it's just absolutely impossible.
Yep. Toughest fight in the game to optimize.
Yep. It's really about learning reps and hopefully understanding what is possible in the fight and being able to adapt to that randomness.
I'm so impressed with the people who do slashes on AGA 2. I can't.
Ooh,
Matt missing the 1-1.
Yeah, just missing that, I think, one sword slash away. Yeah. And that's the hard part with that bottom corner. Sometimes you get a good run and you just miss by a little bit.
All right, we dodge in here. We caning. That's fine. All right. Nice Moldorm 2 from Telmiran as well. Cooperating on both sides for us today. Oh no, Silver, my one true weakness. Nice double.
It's weird how he's also weak to...
Oh, like the double on the torch? Oh no, can only get one. nice all four, nice warps to the same spot 3 times there, Gannon. Get your GGs in chat for Matt7898. Going to take this race, push the Pugs to 12 points, 4-0.
Yeah, Matt finishing with an official race time of 1:37.08. And as you said, yeah, to keep the Pugs undefeated to start this season through 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Telmiran getting his AGA 2 kill.
Finishing within a couple minutes of Matt is really good. Like, you know, it's just like, obviously you want to get the win, but you'll take a race this close against somebody of Matt's caliber for sure.
And we are now joined by Matt7898. GG.
GG.
Yo, GG's, Matt.
Thanks.
Probably hold off on any real discussion here until Telmiran is done with his Ganon fight, which he is just starting. Telmiran does get the 1-1. Using that cape he picked up off the GT torch. And Telmiran getting, of course, a different warp pattern here because he did get the 1-1. And sets up for a double here. Doesn't go around the side for the triple. But there it is. Get your GGs in chat for Telmiran. Finishing this one out for the Spec Rock Bonkers. We'll finish week 2 at 1-3.
And yeah, there we go. Telmiran finishing with a 139.21. So yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So Matt, nice debut with the Pugs for the season.
Yeah, well, about 3/4 of the way through the seed, I wasn't thinking it was going to be so nice, but yeah.
We're also joined by. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
We're also joined by Telmiran in the booth. GG's.
Oh, GG's.
Jeez.
Yeah, I saw the race time chat. Simply put, mitts are horrible.
Yeah, that was rough.
Really, I think the mitts were the key to the seed. It was pretty, you know, there were, I think everybody made like pretty logical choices based on where they were. Nobody wants to go into Hookless Swamp, Hookless Pendant Swamp at that. looking for potentially the hook shot. So I understand why both of you were super late to that.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty hard to get to those myths much earlier. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could have gone up the mountain and gone in there at some point, but like, I don't know. I don't really see how you make that decision.
Oh, okay. So that was the next. Yeah. So Telmiran thought, or we were wondering, Telmiran, whether you thought about going to swamp before pod, or what is it was a misflute. But you just confirmed that it was a misflute in chat. So
Yeah, it was a miss flute. As you guys said, going into Pendant Swamp without hookshot was not an idea I had in mind.
no.
Luckily, the hook shot was on path afterwards. It was probably one of the more fortunate cases. Tell me, Aaron, you did get to claw back some time with that early Kane. Kane became Matt's go mode. Him clearing Ice Palace pretty much right after the mitts and checking the mire area.
I was really worried when I found that cane because I think like especially if you know if Quake is required and if you need the hook shot, doing Smiths before ice is like super reasonable, right? Because like if you have that done and then you do ice and mire, you know the hook shot is on path on the mountain. And when I found that cane, I was like, oh no, having that for ice not only saves you a minute in ice, but it saves that whole last mountain climb because Quake was just in ice. I was like, damn, that cost me like 2 minutes, probably right there. And I was like, basically everything after mitts I did in about the worst order you could do. Besides like dipping mire before going to Smiths, and I was just like, oh, I might be in trouble.
I do want to kind of ask on that Death Mountain play after ice. If I'm reading this seed correctly, I believe the hook shot was Kane locked. So was there any thought to skipping DDM in favor of Smith earlier?
I have no idea. Is that really true? That hookshot? How can that hookshot be cane locked?
Because the big key
Oh,
was
from
left
side?
side.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that did not even cross my mind. That
Yep.
hookshot could
And
be
that's
cane
fair.
locked, so.
Like that's the thing. We were trying to puzzle it out ourselves, and I think you ask any runner, like hookshot Kane logic in Ice Palace is a black hole of knowledge for the whole community at times, and we kind of fake our way through understanding it or not.
Right. So the small key was in Compass Room. The big key was in Iced Tea. Where was the second small key? Was it in
Right
the
side.
big key? Right.
It was
okay,
on the
yeah.
H chest. H chest.
I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I understand. So
Yep.
like
No, that answers my question. So
yeah, and like even after that, my late game, like I just the last 2 days just lost in the Krosky semifinal, and I was like, oh no, now I think I'm gonna lose this one too. My execution down the stretch got a little shaky because like I don't know, joining this team, replacing maybe the best player in the world is not like the easiest position to be in. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I really don't want to start off with a loss.
But you avoided that, getting the win for the Pugs. Telmiran, just get something from you here as well. Did you ever? How are your kind of feelings throughout the seed? Or how were you approaching this seed? Did you have a particular approach in mind as you were coming into it against Matt?
No, I try and play my style to do my things. Go by the seed and like my feelings of it, like where I think it wants me to go and all that. Though this is the what usually happens in casual boots for me. Like it feels pretty great at the start, and then you last locate something and everything feels terrible after that. That's like my standard casual boots seeds.
All right, and then what is next? So we got AAD keys coming up for both teams here. Are either of you or both of you running in next week's matches?
Yeah, I'm playing Skelly on Thursday at 8:30
That should be a good
p.m.
one.
Yeah, another very difficult matchup.
I have the week off, so
right.
it's gonna be Nilsson and the Fox who takes
All
those.
right. Good luck to Nissan and Fox, and good luck to Matt. And who else is playing for Pucks?
I think Andy is playing Ed like early in the week, I believe.
Oh, that should
Awesome.
be fun too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for agreeing to the restream, putting on a great show. Thank you, chat, for being chat. You're wonderful, as always. Thank you, here, hit, and Jesse, as always, an absolute delight.
Yes, it was fun. Big shout outs to Ike here, killing it as a tracker as always. Makes our lives so much easier to have someone of Ike's caliber on tracking. So, in terms of the schedule for today, if I just pull up the invitational stuff, what we have left for today. So, there was a race that was started at the same time, Gem versus Tabby. I think that one's probably wrapped up. Humbug and Adalor got started about an hour after this one, so likely still going. That's on SpeedGaming 7. Not often seen, but we are using SpeedGaming 7 today.
We're so close to the Ocho. Let's make it happen.
And then we've got the last race of the Invitational week in Kaz Boots is going to be tonight. SpeedGaming 2, we've got your mom's favorite rando team. And don't forget to track us racing. That's 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. SpeedGaming 2, Shireen versus Flip Heel, Drossi and Sabo Tender on the call. So that's going to be a really great match to end out.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Don't miss that. Don't miss that for sure.
Do not miss that race. Your mom's favorite rando team looking to start the season 3-1. Don't forget to track us trying to end week 2 with a win after starting 0-3. They have a brutal start to their season schedule wise. So yeah, it should be a great race to close out the week. But yeah, so with that, have a great rest of your night. Watch the rest of the racing going on. I know that there's that race going on over on SpeedGaming 7. I will also point out the finals of the SGL online spoiler tournament for Link to the Past is happening right now. It's currently the finals between Gamachu and Andy. Looks like that is nearing its tail end. If Gamachu wins this race, there will be a grand finals face-off between the two to decide the winner of that tournament. So highly recommend watching that if you get the chance. But with that, have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you all next time.